Actor Jeremy Piven has played quite the range of characters throughout his career, from John Cusack's wingman in Serendipity to a manipulative dean in the 2003 comedy Old School and a hot-headed agent on Entourage, which earned him 3 Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe.
But one of Jeremy's personal favorites is that of Harry Selfridge, a successful department store owner from the early 1900s whose life is depicted in the popular PBS series Mr. Selfridge. Take a look.
Why don't you ask me to your club?
I'd like to meet people here.
Will they let me in, or would they say, Mr. Selfridge, sir, not here? Not one of them.
They would let you in if you were with me. When I first came here to London, I was an outsider, an American upstart, and they called me a shopkeeper. It wasn't a compliment. I know what it's like to have doors not open for you. You have to fight. But sometimes you can pick the wrong fight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So he was Indian, right?
Yes, indeed, and he was experiencing some racism. And the great thing about Harry is he had a big heart and loved everyone, and was colorblind to everything, and was way ahead of his time. So we addressed some of those issues, and it is our last season and the best season. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where we knew we were going to do 4 from the beginning.
Yeah. That was the arc of the whole story.
It's different than in the States. In the States here, you do a pilot, and then it's the great unknown. Right. But over there, you have a finite amount of time you want to do.
Speaking of over there, in fact, around the world, this particular show is shown in how many countries in the world?
165 countries. And it's just been such a massive hit overseas.
I don't think you expected that when you first came on with us to talk about it.
I did expect that, because I'm very delusional by nature.
Because it's such a unique story.
It is a unique story, but I think that everyone's kind of fascinated with costume dramas, as you know. And a simpler time. You know, you guys were talking about texting. It's like everyone's kind of on their phones and no one's really connecting with each other. And this is a way for us to go back to a time when if you wanted to see someone, you had to go to their home and speak to them face to face, as opposed to hiding behind something.
I miss the old days.
Yes, indeed.
I'm old enough to have lived through them, and I miss them. Yeah.
Of all the characters you played, you say this is, I've heard you say this is your favorite. What is it about this character?
Well, I just think he's fascinating because, I mean, the real Harry Selfridge was kind of amazing in the way that he kind of invented shopping. It didn't exist over there in London, and the department store. But also he was such a professional during the day, and was just a leader and led through example and through love. And then at night, he gambled and kind of went off the rails. And so it was like, you look for those dualities in characters to play because they're really fun to play. Like Ari Goldie thought he was a pig, and yet he was monogamous. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
he was a monogamous pig.
Right.
Sorry, still got the...
Bigogamist.
Sorry.
When you're shooting something like this in London, and I feel we've talked to actors who've shot here, and it seems like, you know, there are 17 million takes, and it takes forever. When you shoot something in London, is it down and dirty? Do you just do it and move on? There's something, I was listening to this great interview you did about this particular thing.
Over there, they're over-prepared, you know. They're really, really great to work with. And I grew up in the theater, and over there, it's just, you know, everyone's kind of from the theater. And we were all kind of, everyone works hard, and they're not pretentious. They have fun. They play.
Are fun. Great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize you grew up in the theater. So there's a lot to this guy.
There are many layers.
A lot of layers.
Very many
Jeremy
layers.
Piven, if that's your real name.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
And Mr. Selfridge, the final season, premieres March 27th on PBS Master.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.